This is the insider trading saga for the NBA.
It is certainly not a stretch to see what we saw today, which is that ensnared in all of this sports betting are active athletes and, to an extent, coaches with their unique and inside information that can be leveraged by bettors, some with ties to organized crime. That has all happened. And I guess my answer to you is I'm a little surprised we haven't seen this before. What we had last year in the NBA, a player named Jontay Porter, who was kicked out of the league for giving inside information to his fellow gamblers. He was a gambler himself on his performance. And in a couple of games, he took himself out early. He talked about an eye injury, he talked about not feeling well. And of course, all the unders hit: under points, under rebounds, under assists. And the gamblers walked away with big money. And Jontay Porter was found to have been involved in this, kicked out of the league. Now the focus is on a player named Terry Rozier, a point guard for, at the time, the Charlotte Hornets in March of 2023. And the focus is on prop bets, where he mysteriously left a game that he was playing well in, but the unders hit on points, rebounds, assists, whatever it may be. And that's where manipulation can happen with these proposition bets that are the focus of this investigation.
Yeah, we're coming along. We're coming along. I mean, it takes time. You know, it takes time. It's just different. But at the same time, you know, the youth that we have, a lot of people.
It's not good. You know, the NBA started the other night, a lot of excitement. The world champions get their rings in Oklahoma City. Kevin Durant's on a new team, big games. That excitement is now tempered because of this scandal. You have an active coach of the Portland Trailblazers ensnared not in these prop bets, but of course, but in poker games, which is a separate but sort of associated thing that's going on here. And then, of course, a player that was currently now suspended on the Miami Heat, Terry Rozier, who played in the opening game last night and arrested this morning. So it's like, what are we doing here? We've got the NBA season started, and now both Billups, the coach of the Trailblazers, and Rozier have been suspended indefinitely. That's how fast this has happened. So I'm sure that people will move on to the games and the exciting plays and the superstars of the NBA, and this won't stay in the news a while, but certainly what a stain on the opening of the NBA season.
The bottom line of letting marketing drive a decision as to whether to disrupt somebody's life and arrest them, it didn't have to happen. He could have walked in.
So him not playing last night, that had nothing to do with this. Do you have any indication that this was coming?
No, not a word. And, you know, he's coming off a hamstring injury, so we just took it as kind of more of the same with the injury healing up.
Did he fake an injury on March 23rd, 2023?
No, you know what's critical about all this? And our day will come. But he had medical follow-up in the days after. He had a bunch of people that he appropriately confided in that he had an injury, and he didn't play another game. You know, the Hornets were out of the playoffs. He's a veteran that's been there. He's like, why am I going to make this injury worse? I shouldn't be playing, and that's exactly what happened. He didn't play like the last 7
And he never
games.
told Mr. Laster that he was going to remove himself early from that game?
I'm not going to get into the triable components of this, the parts that we're going to have to fight about someday. I'm just telling you, this is not Jontay Porter.
Can you go over the conditions of his release?
Was reviewed by the FBI prior to the arrest. Do you know if any of that information was relayed to you prior to this part of the investigation?
What I can tell you is there's a lot of people that are very close-lipped about what happened in 2023, but what I was told is there was an investigation. They interviewed him twice. They took his phone, downloaded everything. And at the end of the day, they said there's nothing to see here and cleared him. And that was a very professional investigation. It wasn't something that was perfunctory. You had FBI agents, you had a vice president within the NBA that was a former prosecutor in SDNY. So it was the real deal. They looked at the same stuff and they said there's nothing here, but you know, we got a trophy hunt, so we're going to fight it.
I think leagues are in a position like, hey, what do we do? We've told them, so we're going to look for enforcement. We're going to look for discipline. We're going to look. We have an indefinite suspension of Rozier right now, and players have to see that and hopefully have a deterrent effect, and certainly coaches seeing it. But the issue is inside information. So it's not just on your own performance. There's an assistant coach ensnared in this who was with the Cleveland Cavaliers and I believe other teams that would tell bettors, hey, this guy's going to be out tonight, or this guy's got a bad ankle. So all of that is being wrapped up into this, not just player props. Organized crime is going to look for ways to infiltrate big money. And now there's big money in sports and sports betting. And I think the point is it's so accessible. You know, I worry about young people having the apps on their phones, spending money they really don't have, getting addicted. You know, this was all discussed when legalized sports betting came into place, and every state has compulsive gambling hotlines and all this stuff. But it's the path we've chosen. It's where we are in the business of sports. Sports betting is all around us. It's embedded. It is part of our ecosystem in sports right now.
Well,